Hello everybody, welcome to a new series going over the Digimon VER Revival. And I'll be honest, I probably know that all y'all are probably a bit sad that I kind of just abandoned the last series. And I'll just be honest about this right now. For kind of the last couple of series, I felt like I've been struggling with doing some of this Digimon content. I still enjoy running these devices on my own, but I don't know, something about the video series that I've been doing kind of just felt off to me in a way. And I don't really know what it was. I've been trying to figure that out. But like a part of me just kind of felt like something was off, something was missing, and I don't know. And I kind of started getting that idea when I started working on some random Beyblade videos and stuff like that, and actually really enjoyed making those, and I'm still working on a bunch of those. But this kind of time around, I was just like, I looked at whatever I was doing, and I was kind of like, I probably need to figure out a different pathway. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I don't know. I'm just hoping that this series kind of just turns out better, in a sense. I just kind of picked a device randomly. I didn't really put any expectations towards it or anything like that. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, a part of me just felt like stuff I've been doing hasn't been going in the right directions, and other things just didn't feel like they'd kind of worked out for me. I don't know. But hopefully y'all enjoy a random Digimon series. I'll come back to the Tamagotchi Connection V3 at some point. It's just, I don't know, I felt like I was in a weird spot, and I just want to be out of the weird spot. So I figured just grab a random device and go. And the random device I grabbed was the Digimon version R, because, I don't know, I barely know much about this device. I just know it's different from the version 20th in a few different ways, but you know what? I'm fine with that. So, let's get to opening. Well, I guess let's start looking at the box here and stuff and actually start enjoying little bits and tidbits. So, for those who don't know, I ordered this on JP Fans a while back ago. This was like one of the only few that popped up when I was doing that order. But, because I ordered one originally, it was supposed to be an Agumon edition. That one got canceled out on me. So then I ordered a Gabumon Gray, and this beautiful, beautiful example actually got picked up, which I was kind of surprised. It was one of those, like, whoa moments for me, because I really wasn't wasn't expecting to get a hold of it. But, yeah, so, wonderful, beautiful example. These are surprisingly sometimes hard to get a hold of. I don't know why. Especially because, like, compared to, like, loose examples, where it's just a gray brick, and, to be honest, it's hard with Digimon. Gray bricks are everywhere. There's, like, 50 million gray bricks out there. Is this one already open? I don't know if it's open or not. I don't know if this has been... Well, tape's on there. Though, to be honest, this could have been retaped. It really wouldn't shock me if people do that. There we go. Got our beautiful example out of there. Yeah, see, there's some in that original tape there. Ooh, but we do have the original pull tab, so I'm fine with that. So, there's our little plastic bubble thing. And besides the plastic bubble, we got the wonderful device, which actually has a little protective sheet of, like, plastic there, with someone else's fingerprint. Wow. They at least smudged it off, because they probably weren't expecting it exposed by a YouTuber. I'm kidding. But yeah, there we go. Got a random, like, instruction sheet in here. I'm not going to read that, because, you know what? Why not? We're going to be surprised. Probably not that surprised, but I don't know. I've been in the mood running Digimon for a while now. I keep seeing all the wonderful friends of mine run Digimons, and I'm like, you know what? Let's pull that tab and get into this. And that has done me nothing. Do I need to grab a battery? Oh, it's not even held on there. Yeah, fun. Well, we're going to grab a random battery. Look at that! Digimon R! It's gray! I mean, it's more of a bluish gray, but I guess it's gray. Actually, this doesn't have the same hint of blue, I think, that, like, the original one does. In a sense. Actually, is that true? Grabbing my other gray example, because I've had so many of these gray bricks. No, it actually is the same color. Oh, If anyone's curious about these devices, by the way, an original Digimon brick here is actually thinner than a modern brick. The main difference between the modern and the original is that this sort of backplate here is not, like, going towards the bottom. It kind of stays in the center, compared to the new one, which is more in the back and shifted over. This one is actually just in the center. It also has a little sticker on the back there. Little small differences for anyone that's curious. Also, for anyone curious to identify if your brick here is an actual like official version, go by the letter here. This is not on the Japanese version of the devices, but I've seen bootlegs where this letter here will be like an I or an L. Those are usually fake. You want to go for like a B or an A, from what I've heard, or from what I've seen in examples. But yeah, kind of easy way to tell this is an official unit here. And for anyone curious about how I know the Japanese versions don't have that, here's a Japanese version. There is none of that letter stuff there. So yeah, kind of hard to say. Woo! Closing that up. And now let's run the Digimon, because why not? So we got load and then we got reset. We were going to go for a reset down here. And we got to set a time. I don't know what the actual time is right now, so we're going to set it to 8, because why not? And look, there's our egg! Our wonderful egg boy! And look at him! So this, I guess we'll talk about the Digimon version R here. So the Digimon version R was a re-release of the 20th, but with some redone aspects to it, because at some point, when the Digimon 20th came out, there was a bunch of them, seriously, like, if you lived in America, or like a majority of the world, you yourself got a bunch of these beautiful 20th bricks that are based off the original version 15th. And seriously, like, they made a lot of these bricks. Like, I own a bunch of them, and they're making more soon, and that's crazy. But at some point, they were like, hey, we need to let the Japanese people have an attempt at getting some of these bricks, because, you know, Japan actually only had like a limited release of the original 20th model. So a way to fix that was by making a better version 20th, which I'm surprised they even put in the effort, because, like, ooh, there we go. So we got a little Bodum on there, but it is kind of crazy that they did put in all this effort here to change it up slightly. So we're going to give him 1 pill, because, like, later re-releases of the version 20th that happened in Japan would be based on these original motherboards. Yeah, instead of basing it off the advanced fixed version R board that has, like, pausing and stuff in it, they just decided to skip out on that, weirdly enough, and went back to these guys, which is very interesting. Because you think they would have done it the other way around. I'm putting all these back in there, because there's so many bricks. Sad part is, I'm going to be buying the new bricks when they come out, because there's a new set of bricks coming out, and they're still not based off this version R board. But yeah, there are going to be a new set of bricks coming out, so I'll be super excited for that when that all hits around. And wow, that doesn't actually do anything? What? That's crazy. So the B button doesn't actually scroll through the menu, you actually have to use the A button. See, is training still the same? Yeah, his training's still the same. Okay. I don't know what all the differences are. I know the main difference of this device, and kind of the reason why I got it, because I know people will be like, oh, there's pausing or whatever. This device actually poops less. That is the main reason I got it. The original 20th devices are plagued with the so-called non-stop pooping problem, where they'll do nothing but poop constantly. And that's the reason why the Pendulum 20th became one of my favorite devices. The original 20th is an amazing device, don't get me wrong. But man, the amount of poop on the screen is crazy. Like, the original 20th model, they poop so consistently and so often that it's kind of amazing. Like, see, that poop just happened there. But, like, if this was, like, the original device, it would have already pooped, like, 2 times. Like, that's the pure insanity of the 20th device. And especially once you start having, like, 2 Digimon on the screen. Like, they just keep on pooping. They'll never stop pooping. Like, it is poop central, and it is surprising. Besides that, we do have a few menu differences. Like, for example, you already noticed there is the B button doesn't actually do anything. I don't think there's DP menu anymore, so yeah, there's no more DP, which doesn't frustrate me as much as it does on a Pendulum device. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of it on the Pendulums. I do think DP is a required thing to it, especially in the sense of, like, what is it, battle, or, like, progressing, because that kind of like makes the system kind of broken a little bit. So yeah, I do argue with it on pendulums, but for devices that didn't really have a normal sense of progressing anyway, I'm okay with no battles. Or no DP points, or no Digimon points, or whatever like you want to call them. So I'm okay with it being different in that sense. So does this actually make it so where I can't scroll through most of these menus now with this? Let's see. See, that's the one thing. There's the book menu. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Oh. So yeah, most of these are just like the original 20th device here. So nothing too crazy overall. I do think the main difference now is if you actually go into this here. Oh, you can't pause them. Wow, you can't pause them in the Baby 1 stage. That's actually very interesting. Ooh. I know he'll evolve very quickly, so it's one of those things, but I'm just kind of exploring this device. Because I'm kind of getting surprised by some of these little changes. Oh, look, another poop. There we go. It is weird, like, the poop just drops out of nowhere and stuff, like, just kind of settles down. We got our time there. And I assume A and C just does the usual, let's see. Yeah, A and C is just your usual silence button. If you're ever curious on how to mute a Digimon, you just hit A and C, and there you go. It mutes and unmutes. Very simple. A and B is when you when your Digimon dies and you want to restart the Digimon. You have the A and B, and it starts up a new egg. Pretty cool. We'll see that later on in the series. But yeah, so overall pretty simple device. I'm kind of surprised at like the lack of differences in this. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It does have a little bit of a glittery effect on the little cage here, which is not seen in any of the other versions of this sort of thing. Because, like, you got the original, like, American version 20th here. There's no glitter on the cage. Maybe it's on the original devices. Is it on the original device? Let's see. Is there glitter on the original cage? So yeah, it's kind of more mimicking the original aesthetic, which is kind of cool to me. Because technically, this is also mimicking the original aesthetic. But yeah, it doesn't actually have the sort of difference there. The buttons are a bit more rised on the 20th model. So if you actually see that there, they are a bit more rised up. It's more, I want to say it's actually very much kind of like the original in terms of like buttons here. Because like the buttons aren't as rised up either. So it's very interesting to see some of the small differences already. So, already going into a few differences, which is very interesting. We do actually have a Japanese 20th over here, so we'll actually compare to that. So here's our Japanese 20th. Of course, it still has the metallic framing. Japan usually spent a little bit more time and effort on their extra colors, as you see. And yeah, the buttons aren't actually as extended up as the American ones, so I guess that is just how Japan did it at the time. That's so weird. Sorry, I'm going to notice this because, like, I do just have a bunch of these devices, and yeah, the buttons are actually just extended upwards a little bit. I mean, it does make it easier to hit, especially if you're a fat-fingered man like I am. So, if you're a fat-fingered grown adult, then yeah, these buttons are way easier to hit. But to be honest, these devices never kind of gave me issues with, like, hitting the buttons. It's kind of, like, something I never really had issues with in these devices. I think the only time I've ever had issues, like, hitting a button on a device is when, like, I have them cased away or whatever. Because, like, cases usually make it hard to hit buttons. Which, I don't know if I'll be putting this guy in a case or not. I do have cases around. For example, I do have the original Zenin TCG case, which, cool there. I don't know if I'll use it or not. I have noticed that case does tend to, like, kind of scratch off, or kind of scratch the devices a little bit nowadays. That's after a bit of use. They're still good cases if you want to protect them, and if you're not taking your device in and out constantly, then yeah, they're still pretty decent cases. Do I recommend Zenin as a company? No. To be honest, I'm still looking for some new cases anyway, because like I said, I do kind of take these devices in and out. I would so much prefer something that is in the vein of like Tamagotchi cases, where it is very flick open and close. But I haven't really found anything like that, so kind of sad there for Digimon. Because I would prefer this for a Digimon concept over the kind of cases you do see in Digimon. A lot of cases in Digimon have more of the effect of opening like this and then closing, because you have to kind of slide the device in there and stuff like that. And this is one of the better examples of a case. This is the official Bandai one they've made. I'm hoping Bandai does another set of these cases, or does a set for the new devices coming up soon. But overall, these are still pretty nice cases for the pendulums. And I have not tried any fan-made case, or well, kind of not fan-made, but like some of those AliExpress cases. I do notice that there's a bunch more options now for Digimon cases. I need to explore them a little bit more. I don't know. I need to sit down and try out a bunch of them and see which one I kind of prefer. But for, like, right now, I'll probably just stick this in, like, a basic case, maybe. I don't know. If it even goes in a case. Nowadays, I'm, like, packing a fanny pack on me. So, usually these guys can just slide in and chill. Besides that, I might stick my, like, ooh, he's beeping. Our boy's beeping. Oh, yeah, I'm so not going to get used to that. Ooh, that's going to be weird. We're going to give him some foods. We're going to do a bit of a battle. Or not a battle, but the training thing. I need to try to see if the B button does anything. Because on the original device, I think you could have used either one of these buttons. Well, it actually, it's been a while since I've ran the original device. I need to try and see if this still is compatible with the version eggs. Because in the original 20th device, if you connected to, let's say, a later device, so, for example, let's take our wonderful boy here. You'd connect him to this one, and you'd unlock the Doromon egg on both devices. I don't know if that's still reasonable with this device here. I guess we'll find that out later on. We'll try out connecting with one of these later devices. I'm also going to try to do 5 connections here, so we'll be doing all the fun with that. I don't know how many of these devices actually still have Digimon on them. Ah! He's evolving! It's Coralmon! Look at that! Ah, he's so cool. But yeah, oh, man, I'm not going to get used to that at all. And of course, let's look at his attack here. Ooh, why don't you try that with the B button? Yeah, because I don't know how much of this is actually still kind of based off the original 20th. It's just kind of a random device in there. So, I'm curious to see how this works out. I'll be messing around with it, trying out all the differences and stuff. But yeah, there we go. So, overall, this is kind of episode 1. Sorry for the weird episode 1. It's kind of a slow day overall in this little area for me and recording and whatever. But for right now, I'll be enjoying this guy. He's really cool, really awesome. And just, I don't know, I'm going to have fun with him. I'm just going to enjoy my time with this guy. I don't know. I'm going to have fun with this guy. I also got to figure out what time he gets to wake up tomorrow. Because tomorrow I have a 6 a.m. shift. And, ooh, yay for me. And I know this is probably going to make people mad. Like I said, very sorry for leaving the Tamagotchi Connection V3 series. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. It just, I haven't really felt like myself while making these videos in a while. So, this time around I figured I'm just going to take a step down, pick a random device, and just go with it. And that's all I did. I just picked a random device and went with it. Like, I didn't even think about it. I just sat down, grabbed a random device, and went with it. That's pretty much all I'm doing. I really want to get back into making these videos. But I also kind of just want to feel sort of more true to myself, I guess, in a way. So, hopefully, I enjoy what I made with this today. And just kind of have fun with it, I don't know. Be making some thumbnails and stuff like that. Get into all the fun. We doing all the fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. So, thank y'all for watching. And we'll report again back in tomorrow. That's another thing I'm going to try working on, is consistency again. But yeah, so I'm going to go back to just doing whatever. I'm going to go have fun. It's been a while since I've done that. So, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on having a good old time. Because I don't know. It's been too long. And just, that's pretty much it. I do want to say thank you to a few people who I've been talking to. They know who they are. But, yeah, just thank y'all, and just thank you for kind of putting confidence in me, and just, I don't know. I'm trying to be a bit of a better person sometimes. I don't know. I feel like I get too anxious sometimes, too nervous, too whatever. But yeah. Time to go back into doing some cool, awesome Digimon things. I'm getting a call. That's probably for food. Because people got Chewies, I think. I'm going to go enjoy some Chewies. We got Koromon here. And I'll be back tomorrow, y'all. So, I will see y'all then. And that's pretty much it. Bye-bye-bye.